epic or classic or legendary.
Every great TV show starts with a cast, but not every cast stays equal. Some characters become so magnetic, so unforgettable, that they end up redefining the show entirely. The writers might have created them as side characters, supporting roles, or comic relief, but fans tuned in just for them. Today we're looking at 5 TV characters who didn't just appear in their series, they carried them. They were the reason you hit next episode, the reason a good show became great, and the reason we still quote them years later.
Dairy. Legendary!
Barney Stinson, How I Met Your Mother. When How I Met Your Mother premiered in 2005, it was supposed to be Ted Mosby's story, a romantic comedy told through flashbacks about how he met the love of his life. But let's face it, Ted wasn't the reason you kept watching. That honor goes to one man, Barney Stinson. Neil Patrick Harris turned Barney into an icon, a walking storm of confidence, absurdity, and catchphrases that became pop culture staples. Legendary. Challenge accepted. Suit up. These weren't just quotes, they were a lifestyle.
Dairy. My wedding is gonna be legendary.
But what made Barney more than a caricature was the complexity behind him. Behind the bravado was loneliness, fear of intimacy, and a desperate need for validation. His emotional depth, especially in later seasons, gave the show its heart. Without Barney's balance of humor and heartbreak, How I Met Your Mother would have felt like any other rom-com. Instead, it became one of the defining sitcoms of its era. And that's largely thanks to the man in the suit. Please consider smash the like button and subscribe for our effort. Now, let's get back to the video. Soldier Boy from The Boys Season 3.
Powder, give him the 4th of July.
Let's light him up, Soldier Boy.
Oriental sauce.
They don't have that anymore?
Why the not?
In a show already filled with gods, psychopaths, and satire, it takes a lot to stand out. But when Soldier Boy arrived in Season 3 of The Boys, Jensen Ackles didn't just stand out, he detonated the screen.
You're wearing a cape. You're just a cheap knockoff.
Soldier Boy is everything wrong with hero worship rolled into one man. He's arrogant, broken, outdated, a relic of America's past wrapped in toxic masculinity and trauma. But that's exactly what makes him fascinating. Ackles plays him with so much charisma and unpredictability that every scene feels dangerous. You can never tell if he's about to tell a joke or commit a war crime. He brings that same energy that Homelander has, but in a completely different flavor. The fallen legend who believes he's still the hero. Soldier Boy didn't just make Season 3 entertaining, he carried it. His presence reignited fan interest and reminded everyone that The Boys isn't afraid to tear its own world apart.
You're wearing a cape. You're just a cheap knockoff.
Frank Reynolds from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Don't say I went as Spider-Man. I didn't go as Spider-Man. I was Man-Spider.
Little girl, come your way.
I'm gonna whip this little bitch in the face if she makes a
Frank Reynolds is chaos personified. When Danny DeVito joined It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia in Season 2, the entire tone of the show changed overnight. Before Frank, the show was a low-budget, dark comedy about selfish bar owners. After Frank, it became a symphony of unhinged brilliance.
But this book does not have the real rules of the road in here. There's not.
DeVito brought a kind of comedic insanity that no one else could replicate. Frank was rich but acted poor, smart but constantly stupid. He was the gang's enabler and their worst influence. When he's the guy who fakes his own death for tax evasion, lives in a trash-filled apartment, and dives naked into a kiddie pool full of sanitizer. And yet, he's somehow endearing. Frank made Sunny not just funny, but limitless. His presence gave the writers permission to go further, darker, and weirder than any other sitcom on TV. Without Frank Reynolds, It's Always Sunny might have been a cult favorite. With him, it became the longest-running live-action comedy in American TV history. Lalo Salamanca from Better Call Saul.
This is the best chicken I have ever had.
And finally, the man who made a prequel outshine the original. When Tony Dalton stepped into Better Call Saul as Lalo Salamanca, the series transformed. He wasn't just a villain, he was a charmer. Friendly, funny, always smiling, but behind that smile was pure menace.
She's like the cucaracha, you know?
Dalton's performance was magnetic. Every time Lalo appeared, the tension skyrocketed. He could be sitting at a dinner table or walking into a gunfight, and you'd still feel uneasy.
That's the good stuff.
What made Lalo so terrifying was his unpredictability. He wasn't driven by greed or rage. He just enjoyed the chaos. He was the type of villain who'd kill you, then compliment your cooking. By the time he faced off with Gus Fring, Lalo had completely stolen the spotlight. Every fan knew Better Call Saul might have been about Jimmy McGill, but the moment Lalo entered, the show belonged to him. Some characters follow the story, and some become the story. Barney made us laugh. Soldier Boy made us afraid. Frank made us question sanity. And Lalo, he made us hold our breath. These are the characters who carried their shows not because they had to, but because they could. They turned background roles into legends and proved that sometimes the side character is the main character. So who else do you think carried the entire show on their back? Please like, subscribe, and comment down below.